Here with fifth-year co-head coach Hugh Hernisman. A big week here for the program. You host Central Arkansas, a program that has really had quite a bit of success over the last few years and during your tenure here. Talk a little bit about this week and the preparation of everything so far.
Good week of prep. You know, we're here on day 2 now. This week's different than last week. Last week we had to try to instill game plans and all those things on a short, basically day before each match. So this gives us a full 3 days to prepare for Central Arkansas, which is nice. It's going well so far. Today we're going to spend on defense. Tomorrow's going to be on offense. Yesterday was just sharpening our skills. But you know, we're excited about bringing them in here. We're making a big push to get a large crowd here. I've been hearing a lot of good things in the community, around campus, over Twitter, social media, that kind of stuff. So I think some anticipation is building. Last time they were here, we had a great match from both teams, one of the best matches I've been a part of. So again, a great team that really makes us better, I think, every time we play them.
You've had some storied matchups with this program here over the last few years, and you talk a little bit about maybe that last time they were here, and you have 800 plus fans here. That match probably doesn't go maybe the way that you want it to, but talk a little bit about that environment and what it would be like to have an environment like that here on Thursday night again.
You know, that was the first time we've had that intense of a crowd. And it was unique because there was a lot of people at that match that hadn't been to the matches in the past, and I think really got into it early. But it was, you know, I think that if we can create that kind of environment for our players, on both sides. You know, we love when we go to other places and we have that kind of environment. It's just fun to play. You know, I know that our team feeds off of that. And maybe, probably for every home team, it gives them a little extra boost of confidence, a little extra boost of adrenaline when things go well. So it's, you know, we're looking forward to another good crowd. Well, you know, like I said, I think we're going to have a pretty good turnout. So we'll see how it goes.
Again, when you look at the history of this matchup, especially over the last few years since you've been here, some memorable ones stick out. One of the most memorable, from our end anyway, has got to be a few years back when you go over there, you end a 39 game home winning streak, and now here they are again, 38 I believe in a row, one in the Southland Conference. I know you're focused on Thursday, and probably none of that matters, but how would you put this matchup and the recent history into perspective?
I think you go back to that match, and what comes to my mind right away is how far this program has come since then. That was a match where I think we were big underdogs. That was Stacy McKenzie. All of them were freshmen. McKenzie's playing in the middle, but we went up there and played really, really well. I think that, you know, now as the years have gone by, that's become more of an anticipated matchup from the conference's perspective as we continue to get better. And then, you know, you go again back to last year and 2 years ago at their place, and here, like 2 years ago here, we lose in 5 in another intense match, and you go back to conference tournament last year and a good 5-set match. So like I said, they bring out the best in us. I think that they make us better. I think that we make them better because we're such a good defensive team and they're such a good offensive team. So they have to do some things a little bit differently at times, just like we do. But it's fun playing that chess game with them because it is two very different styles of approach. But I think it makes us be better in those other areas.
Central Arkansas does a lot of things well. Probably one area that they are very good at and known for is that left side with Singleton and Schnars. Talk a little bit about those two players and what they do well and some of the challenges that they present.
They hit it hard. I mean, those two really hit it hard. They're very, very aggressive, and they're helped by the tempo of offense that they run. So they get some pretty good looks. So the challenge there is because they have good balance and because of the speed of their offense, we have to block that a little bit differently than we do other teams. We have to defend that in the backcourt and make some early reads and some secondary reads that become very, very crucial. I think probably the biggest thing, you know, with them is that they're not going to have 100% swings all the time. So when they don't have those opportunities, or if our block gets in a position to just slow them down and maybe not stuff them, but we slow it down and allow our defense to put us in a good counterattack position, we have to take advantage of those. But they're two very special players. You know, Singleton came in, wasn't a regular last year for them, and she came in the conference championship match in a substitution role and really, you know, lit it up. And we weren't prepared for her. We hadn't seen her, and she didn't really play a whole lot last year. So, but she came in, did a really nice job, and I think that Heather Schnars is she's a very complete player. Attacks out of the back row, out of the front row. Both of them do. Play pretty good low error, but they're able to do that while being very, very aggressive with big arms. So, you know, we have our hands full. They're both very talented players, and you don't want to ignore the other three because they all three of them do a very good job of being efficient attackers as well. And it's a very challenging offense to prepare for. But you know, we've been preparing for this offense twice a year for the last 4 seasons. So we have some things that we believe work. There are some things that we're still trying to work on. There's some things that they've changed that we'll have to tinker with once game time comes. But we like our defensive game plan. We don't think we're going to hold them to hitting under 100. That's not realistic. But if we can hold them below their average and be good in first ball offense for us, I think that gives us a chance to be very competitive in the match.
On your end, we talk a lot about the defense. You lead the conference in the 3 defensive categories, but you look at the offensive play. Even in a loss on Saturday, you hit 224 against a quality Sam Houston program. You know, what was working at that time? Are you seeing that maybe evolution of the offense, progression of the offense continue this week in practice? And talk a little bit about that part of your game.
We'll need to provide that kind of an offense on Thursday night. I think the key and the difference, you know, I thought Vanessa Coleman was really good out of the middle, first ball, transition, both. I thought Aubrey Davis had a really, really good match. And so when some of our players outside of Mackenzie Neely, Stacey DeFrancesco, Katie O'Connell, the regular names that generally come up, when those other players, when they perform, Glenna Johnson, you know, has had some incredible offensive matches for us. So when those players produce, it makes us really dangerous. But yeah, I thought against a very good defensive Sam Houston team too, we were able to do that. So that's encouraging, you know. And as we talked about after the matches, we didn't do what we needed to do defensively against them, but offensively we did some pretty good things. So, you know, it is an evolution. We are building towards that last weekend of the season, so we feel like we're seeing some progress along the way. Now we just have to be a little more consistent on both sides, offense and defense.
Coach, we'll see you on Thursday night. We're hoping to have a large crowd here at Prather Coliseum at 7 o'clock against conference rival Central Arkansas. Best of luck this week.
All right.